Hello students. Now the next topic is given here is blood pressure. Now what is blood pressure? As you all know that heart is a pumping organ. So they exert pressure generated by the heart on the blood, and this blood exerts pressure against the wall of a vessel. That is called blood pressure. And this pressure is much greater in arteries than in veins. I told you that in arteries heart flows through a great pressure than in veins. Now you know children, there is a cycle, there's a cardiac cycle in which blood flows, and in this particular cycle there is the things go in a very coordinated manner, that like auricles contract, yeah, atrium contract and then relax together, then ventricles contract and then relax together. So the contraction of ventricles is known as systole. As you can see, it is written over here that the pressure of blood inside the artery during ventricular systole, that is contraction, जब दोनों ventricles contract होंगे तो that is called ventricular systole and it is called systolic pressure. And the pressure in artery during ventricular diastole, when our ventricles in relaxed condition, that it is called ventricular diastole, and this is also called diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure is the higher level and diastolic pressure is the lower range, the lower level. The normal systolic pressure is about 120 millimeter of Hg. Hg is mercury, and diastolic pressure is 80 milliliter of Hg. So this is the range of our blood pressure. Higher level is 120 and lower is 80. If it is below 80 or if it is above 120, then it means that we are suffering from some heart problem. It may be we are having higher BP or lower BP. The condition of higher BP is also called hypertension, and lower BP is also called hypotension. And blood pressure is measured with an instrument called sphygmomanometer. As you can see in the picture, it is sphygmomanometer. There is a rubber cuff inflated with air, and they are having a device by which they can easily measure the blood pressure. And for this purpose doctors also use a stethoscope because they have to hear the sound. And what is the use of stethoscope? Stethoscope help us to hear the sound of heart, or you can say heartbeat. Nowadays we are also measuring the blood pressure with the help of digital device. So you can see that high blood pressure is also called hypertension, and it is caused by the constriction of arterioles, which results in increased resistance to blood flow. It can lead to the rupture of an artery and internal bleeding. In any case, if these arteries become constrict due to the deposition of fat, as you know that about cholesterol or any other condition, then high BP condition takes place because blood does not get space to flow. So it resists the blood flow, and because blood flows at a high pressure, so it causes rupture in an artery, and that causes bleeding. So this is the condition. So this is all about blood pressure. Now in this particular small 4 pictures, they are just showing how can we calculate blood pressure with the help of sphygmomanometer. So they are just telling that you know children that we are calculating our this thing blood pressure on the upper arm, because upper arm is the brachial artery, which is, you can say, horizontal level of the heart, and here the effect of gravity is quite negligible, and that is why generally doctors, you see, elbow के बिल्कुल ऊपर लगाते हैं इसे, बिकॉज ये बिल्कुल हमारे हार्ट के लेवल पे होता है, हॉरिजॉन्टल लेवल पे, तो यहाँ पे काफ़ी करेक्ट रीडिंग आती है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रीज़न सो व्हाट दे डू, they put this rubber cuff and then they start inflating it with air. Then when it reaches above 120, then what they do, they start releasing it. When they start releasing it, then it starts dropping down, the level starts dropping down. You must see that ये कॉन्स्ट्रिक्शन हो रहा है आर्टरीज में उसके प्रेशर से, और फिर ये स्टार्ट कर रहा है ड्रॉप करना. सो द डॉक्टर स्टार्ट हियरिंग द साउंड इन द स्टेथोस्कोप, और जहाँ ये साउंड स्टॉप हो जाती है, सुनाई देनी बंद हो जाती है, वही जो लेवल होता है दैट वी आर गोइंग टू measure. So this tells us about the heart pressure. If you are having this device at home, you can try it also. Okay, so this is all about blood pressure.